Ibrahim is the first PMP of 2022. Abhishek, Mr. Hisam Khan, Lisa, Anirudh, Jangir, Ali, Abhilash, Sabir, Asad, Yo Manish, Abhishek, Mr. Jamal, Mr. Amer, Alvin, Neha, Mr. Raju, Pradeep, Amit, Rashmi, Amana, Uzair, Said, Dash, Gulam, Muhammad, Aarti, Pawan, Tarek, Iqtidar, Numan, Mandar, Muazzam, Niju, Abraham, Wasi, Raj, Osman, Zal, Harsh, Abhilash, Kam Babu, Rashid, Mr. Johnson, Mr. Raju, Hasib, Saban, Rawana, Ubaid Babar, Mr. Zakir Hussain, Zagam, Shaji, Dr. Asif, Azim, Surinder, Nisar, Mary, Namat, Mangesh, Srinivas, Subramaniu, Sundela, Nadir, Kamal, Christopher, Mansoor, Venkat, Unindra, Sim, my 150th certified PMP in 2022. So, once again, we are live with one more episode of Pathway to PMP. This is the best thing I have done for PMP world, in my opinion. Previously, we had journeys videos that has helped hundreds of people joining our program or preparing it for themselves. Now, this pathway, the feedback I'm getting from so many people is that this is one of the best thing in the market. So I will request each and everyone watching now and watching it later that do share these videos with every single person who is preparing for PMP. My goal through these videos is to reach as many people as possible. My goal with these videos is to touch every single soul who wants to become PMP. And my goal with these videos is to help every single person who wants to become certified PMP. Welcome back. If you are a returning person here and if you are a new person, welcome to this. So guys, if you haven't liked this video, do like it so that this video can start coming into the algorithm of the YouTube. So that is an important thing, the videos, whatever the videos you are watching. Now, do put in the chat box your name, where you from, and when you are planning to give PMP exam. So Seleva, I really appreciate that you came like 30 minutes even before and waiting for the session. So, Seleva, good to have you from Mexico. Suleiman, thank you very much joining from UAE. Suleiman, I will be flying tomorrow morning. So, see you maybe in the next week. Hello, Suku. Welcome, Suku. Good morning, Usha. Usha, you are doing just awesome. Satya, you were able to do this. Welcome. Hello, Ali. Good to have you, Ali Khan. Hello, Ali Hassan. Thank you, Usha. Thank you saying that. Hi, Shah. How are you? Hello, Shoaib. Hello, Rajveer. Hello, Vihan. Hello, Puneet. Good to have you. Interestingly, more than 8 students have cleared in the last week's session of team till now. And they did mention that we were watching the videos, and that things actually keep me motivated. Those things, when I receive messages, I receive email on daily basis that by watching your videos, by using your program, by using your mocks we cleared the PMP, so that do motivate me on daily basis. And these are those students that have not registered in my program, and those students who are registered in my program, we are recording those journeys. I have been a lot busy in the last week, so I did not record a lot of journeys, but we will be coming back with 158 PMP as of now. We will be moving forward with you guys. Amna from Qatar, so from Karachi, Bilal from Pakistan, Ya from Ghana, uh, from Lahore. So all over the world, we have people joining for this procurement topic. So let's start it. Let's talk about procurement topic. So guys, this session, SN from UAE. So this session's supposed to be a very interactive session. This session, the purpose of these sessions is to learn, and you can only learn when you interact, when you immerse yourself. So I highly recommend wherever you are watching, if you can basically come at YouTube so that you can interact more. YouTube have more features for interaction that will be great for you.
Basically come at
So
you.
I'm sharing that link here, especially people joining from LinkedIn. What does your mind says when you heard the word procurement? Define procurement for me. Put it in the chat box. When you heard the word procurement, what do you think what is meant by procurement? Do put it in the chat box. What do you think is procurement? Now, procurement is one of the topic that every single person on the planet is doing on daily basis. Procurement is something that is not limited to PMP perspective, the entire supply chain. You see, right now, the word after post COVID world, and even during the COVID, the biggest problem was procurement. And those organizations which have managed their procurement well have prosperous. Uh, Amazon and all other organization which has managed their procurement very well, they basically they did a very good job. So Suleiman is saying to buy for project, okay, to acquire. Uh, Chimji is saying how to outsource something you don't have internally. Okay, now that's an interesting concept. I will keep adding few things. It is not compulsory that you outsource something that you don't have. It is possible that you have something, but you get something more cheaply from outside and you want to get that thing. So that can be procurement. Getting the materials and the people you need to complete a project. Derry, I love your comment about the people. Most of the time when we talk about the procurement, people consider that only getting the material is procurement. No, no, no. You see, there are four types of things we need to do: manpower, material, machinery, okay, and money, of course, to acquire it from the bank. That also come under the procurement particular domain. Suku is saying a process to obtain goods and services. Very well definition, Suku. Acquire resources. Yes, resources are Usha four type. Okay, Silva. Activities to plan, manage, acquire. Oh, very bad definition, very bad. To purchase for the project. Manage resources, not Rajveer. Manage resources is not procurement. In order to procurement, you need to get it upside. Manage resources is a very big topic. Like when we say manage resources, if it is people, it can be team topic. If it is something else, it can be something else. But manage resources does not come under the pure procurement thing. I would not agree 100% with that. That manage resources is procurement thing. Okay, doing what is best in the project in terms of cost, scope, and schedule. Everyone is saying the right thing. Sheikh Usman, good to have you, Sheikh. Getting resources to complete the project, acquiring good and resources. Everyone have their own definition, and everyone is right. So first few things I would say, 4W1H. We need to understand what to buy. Do write it down what I'm saying. What to buy, how much to buy, when to buy, where to buy, why to buy. Okay, what to buy, when to buy, how much to buy, where to buy, and the most important thing is why to buy. The first thing, the first step, now we'll move from step by step in a flow way to understand the procurement. The step one is what to buy. There is something, we'll look at this. For example, this ballpoint, should I make it in in my company, or should I buy it, or even in the ballpoint, and this riffle, the company that make this uh, cage does not make this riffle. So you decide what to make in this pointer and what to buy it from outside. Now, what are the factors that leads to your buying decision? Do put in the chat box what factors do you consider that leads to your buying decision. This analysis is called as make or buy analysis. So there are various points that we consider, and on the analysis of those points, we decide, okay, we are going to buy this thing from the customer. We are going to buy this thing from the outside. We are not gonna make it. What are the things? Yes, make in house, or outsource. Yes, cost is one of the most important factor. If we make it inside, will it be inexpensive as compared to outside? I will try to give example to correlate it. Now Tesla, previously it was producing everything from within the US. Now the Tesla has the biggest factory of the batteries in China, because that is more inexpensive. That's a better thing. Then quality can be an important factor. Then cost, skills, do we even have the skills to make that thing or not? Okay, so supply risk, confidentiality, core activity, cost, value, a lot of things, right? Urgency, well, Kevin, I really liked it. Something you can get from the outside, very urgent. As I said, I am traveling tomorrow to back to Dubai, so I want to have a dinner exactly as soon as this call end. So I am ordering it outside, because if we make it here, it will take more time. So urgency, performance, price, these are all the things. Whatever you are putting, guys, all these things led to make or buy decision. So I'll make a flow chart as we move forward, so that can help you to understand. So the first step is that in the make or buy decision, we decided we are in the make or buy decision. Okay, we decided we want to buy. Okay, we want to buy. So what are the factors that led us to buy decision? And now this buy decision can be all the thing: cost, quality, warranty, speed, skills, etc., etc. Now we want to see, before even make to buy, we discussed 4W plus 1H. What to buy, where to buy, when to buy, why to buy. These questions make to buy answers what to buy, and then how to buy. Let's explore the other one, from where to buy. The second thing is where to buy. Okay. Now, let's say again, I will correlate my own example. Let's say I'm traveling tomorrow to Dubai. I will. It's a non-stop flight. So let's say I land in the Dubai airport, and I had a connecting flight. I have a 6 8 hours stay at the Dubai hotel. I will, every single time whenever I have a connecting flight, I will go to McDonald's and have their Mac burger, because that is a source from where to buy. We are discussing where to buy. That is a source that I have a past experience. Okay, I know the cost, overall cost of it. I like the quality, taste, reference. That thing has a past relationship. Qualified vendors, if you can say that. The right term for by PMI is from where to buy is qualified vendor. Who are the qualified vendors for you? Or we can say that source selection criteria. How do you set your source selection criteria? Okay, so let's say you eat burger. So which shop you like to eat burger, which restaurant? Do put in the chat box. We'll get a different answer. And one first put this, from where you like to buy that burger, and then put uh, why you want to buy it from there. For example, if I'm traveling, I'll buy McDonald's. If I'm staying somewhere, I like Howdy more, or Howdy is not available, then Hardee's. These burgers I like that because of the taste, quality. The burger is huge. I can feel it. So these are the reasons. Why do you want? What is your source selection criteria? Wendy's, thank you. Why Wendy's, Derry? Why Wendy's? What do you like? So something about Wendy's. So that's one way. Ravi, why KFC? Why do you like from the KFC? Vihan, why Burger King? So everyone will have a different reason. Someone will have taste. Uh, I like what you said, Puneet. One of the biggest reason people go at McDonald's. McDonald's does not serve anything the best thing in the market. That's my personal opinion. But they have consistency. They are quickly, things like that. So that becomes your source selection criteria. You get the source selection criteria. Now two things are there. The first thing is, we decided what make to buy. We make source selection criteria. With the help of a source selection criteria, you make a list of qualified vendors. You may have a previous vendors, but you make a qualified vendors. It can be past experience, someone else referred you, that becomes a list of qualified vendor. For example, if I want to eat somewhere, uh, if I'm traveling to US, now Daddy is from US, I'm gonna eat Wendy's because she recommended, or I can eat Burger King because Vihan recommended. I got a list of qualified vendor in just 2 minutes. You guys gave me that McDonald's, KFC vendors, and then if we look at that, we get three votes on McDonald's. Okay, so the Burger King, we get two votes on Burger King. So I can look into those things. We get a list of qualified vendors who meet those who meet our source selection criteria. Now we go to the third thing. Third thing is more important in the context of your project, and it takes more understanding on that behalf. Let's go to whiteboard back. So the second thing we made, source selection criteria. Okay, so we had source selection criteria, we discussed that thing in detail. Now the thing is, that is your scope fixed or is it variable? We are trying to get which type of contract we are going to work with, which type of contract are we going to work with. So if your scope is 100% fixed, okay, if your scope is 100% fixed, you know that, okay, this is going to be my scope. The example is, when you are making a house, okay, you are making a house of 400 square feet, you know it will have two rooms, one kitchen, one bathroom, a little bit garden, and the rooms will this size, this size, this size, everything, you know that in detail. So we call that scope is fixed. Okay, we don't want to make a scope as a variable. The scope become fixed. We call the contract that we use as FFC, firm fixed price. Okay, firm fixed price, we are not going to move the price. Now here, since we have said that the scope is fixed, so risk on buyer, if you are buying the services, if you're buying the services, you are a buyer or a client, normally we call it a buyer, is very less, but the risk on a seller or a vendor is very high. Why? If he does not deliver it within that cost, within that time, within that quality, he is gonna suffer, because so scope is 100% defined. Okay, let me just expand this example to explain the other contract. Now, let's say the purpose why you are building a house was to rent it out, to rent the house, and while the contract you had with him was 1 year. All the while the he's making house, you got uh, some tenders. They said, we want to live in your house or rent it out. So you go to your seller, the buyer go to seller and say, hey seller, I know that the project is of 1 year, the project is of 1 year, but if you can complete it in earlier, let's say 10 months, I will get this much amount of money extra. I will give you some money to you. A percentage can be decided, or some amount to it. So what you are doing, you are changing your firm fixed price to fixed price incentive fee. Fixed price incentive fee, you are giving him incentive. if he complete the if he complete the project earlier, you are going to give him that particular incentive. And if he could not complete that project earlier, that he will not get that incentive. In some case he will be liable, so for something more money or things like that, but at least if he complete it, he will get that money. This is called fixed price incentive fee. These two contracts are clear: firm fixed price incentive. If it is clear, please put in the chat box, yes, it is clear. And for those people who have not liked the video, I see only 19 people have liked. Please like it so that it can start coming into the algorithm of YouTube. Clear. Okay, let's go to the third type of contract. Now, third type of contract in when the scope is fixed is fixed price, economic price adjustment. Fixed price, economics price adjustment. Now, what is happening in the economic price adjustment? When you have a long contract, 5 year, 10 year, 20 years, 50 years, 100 years, whatever the contract type is, due to inflation, and right now the world is suffering from a lot of inflation because of the petrol prices all over the world, the load of the price can go more on seller or buyer. So in order to adjust the inflation, in order to adjust the inflation, we have this specific type of contract in which we adjust according to inflation, economic price adjustment. So in exam, whenever you heard the word about inflation, it always mean that you need to use economic price adjustment contract. That's an important thing. Firm fixed price incentive free, economic price adjustment. So these are the contract we use when the scope is fixed. If there's any confusion, please put it in the chat box. Otherwise, put it is clear. Okay, clear, clear, clear. Thank you. Now, when the scope is not clear or the only high level scope is there, I love to give the example of, let's say your air conditioner is not working or your car is not working. You went to the electrician or you went to the mechanic, and the mechanic says, hey, now your timing belt is not working. I will replace that timing belt and you will pay me the money for timing belt, plus you will pay me this my fee. So we call that cost reimbursement. You are reimbursing the fee. Cost reimbursement contract, or also called as cost reimbursement plus fixed fee. The fee is fixed. Let's say timing belt is $100 and he will charge you $20. So you will pay him 100 plus $20, $120. Okay. Now it's an interesting thing. Since your score, you only say that your car is making knocking. There's a knocking sound. It is possible after changing the timing belt, still the sound is there. Then he says we need to change that. You will pay him for him that. And since the scope is not clear, the things can go into seller's way. So here the risk is more on buyer, okay, and the risk is less on seller. Okay. Now, let's say you are traveling with the family. If this is on the last, it is on the last type of contract. Is it risk is on both or only on seller? You see, risk is still more when the scope is satya, when the scope is fixed, but now it is less on seller. It is still on seller, but it is less as compared to firm fixed price contract. I hope that makes sense to you. So now, let's say you are traveling with the family and your car is making knocking. You said to the mechanic, "Hey mechanic, okay, I am willing to pay you this amount, but if you can do my work earlier or if you can complete the work in a less time, I'll pay you some extra money." Okay, what you are doing? You are giving him an incentive. Okay, you are giving an incentive, then you get a cost reimbursement plus incentive fee. So incentive fee will be agreed how much you are going to pay. Let's say you said him in addition to his fixed fee you are going to pay him $5. Okay, now you have to pay him $125. $125. If he completes earlier, you get it. If he does not, you don't do it. Interestingly, this is the same thing if you go to a restaurant and you could not get that table. You say you go and handshake with him and give him $10. That's also kind of an incentive. Okay, you are giving him an incentive to get something for you. So the third type, when the scope is not clear, is award fee. Cost cost reimbursement plus award fee. Now, award fee is like tip. It's like bonus. You ate at a restaurant and the service was very good. You gave him the tip. So tip is always like this. Let's say the $100 was the okay, the same thing. You gave him some extra amount of tip. Tip is not defined in most of the restaurants. So that is like that. Your organization gave you one bonus, and that bonus is not agreed. They just, the bonus is based on the performance or on the willingness of that. So that is award fee. A very important difference between incentive and award fee is that incentive is a written thing, it is a legally bound. Once you agree to the incentive, you have to pay them. Award is like, you like someone's work, you pay them extra money. That is not written anywhere at all. So difference between incentive and award fee. So guys, so far we have discussed six contract: firm fixed price incentive fee, fixed price economic price adjustment. Then we discussed cost reimbursement, incentive fee, cost reimbursement, award fee. If there is any confusion, please do ask. Then when we want to have rental services, we want to rent something out, then what type of a contract to use? We cannot, the scope is defined, but we don't want to pay for the overall thing. At that particular moment, at that thing, we do basically, we use the contract known as time and material. Time and material, you pay them for time and their material. That contract is used widely in the construction industry to get crane, to hire jeeps and other equipment. Whenever you rent a generator, I rented a generator a few weeks back, so I paid them daily basis. So that was for time and material contract. Let me put it something very clear: the risk on the seller is maximum on firm fixed price. The risk on a seller is minimum on time and material. And opposite of that, the risk on a buyer is minimum in firm fixed price, and the risk on a buyer is maximum on time and material. Total assumption contract. Satya, there can be multiple type of contract. There can be. I'm not saying there is no contract of this type. There can be those contract, but it is not into the scope of PMP as per se. Okay, it is not in the scope of PMP. So all the contract that we just discussed, these contract are the part of predictive contract. In agile also deal the procurement way on the agile, on the predictive part. Agile use this type of contract, but agile can have a multiple type of other contracts, like incremental delivery contract. You decide them, okay, make this thing. Once that delivery is done, then you provide them thing. Incremental delivery contract. Or agile can have a contract cost per user story, cost per feature, cost per work price. So agile is open for the contract because one of the values in the agile is regarding that. So, guys, if you have any question, please ask. Otherwise, please put in the chat box that everything is clear so far, or just put clear. Clear, clear. Can you time and material, Salman? Time and material is a contract when you want to hire rental services. At that particular time, you use time and material contract. Like you get a crane, you hire it for a week or a month. That becomes a time and material contract. So, guys, now what are the things we have at our hand? Cost performance index. Okay, so which is riskier for the buyer? The cost is entire riskier for the buyer, but the incentive one is more riskier. Okay, so okay, so let's go to the next. So guys, we discussed so far make or buy. We discussed type, source selection criteria. We discussed uh, contract types. We also get independent estimate for the consultant. You see, we want to know beforehand what should be the price, estimated price of this thing, so that when we ask the sellers to give us the price, we don't have any fishing there. So we get independent estimates. What are the prices, what should be the prices for particular thing. So here we are getting the independent estimates of a particular thing, what should be the price of something. After that, we write procurement statement of work. Okay, we make procurement management plan that defines how the procurement entire procurement is going to happen. We make a procurement how the structure is going to do, which phase we are going to do, and we write procurement statement of work. Procurement statement of work is the most important piece of a work that you have in your hand right now. Procurement statement of the work will define uh, what type of contract you are going to do, the timeline, the cost, everything. And then once the procurement statement of work is written, then you send it out as an advertisement. You ask for bidding, send it out as an advertisement, that all every party gives you the bid. Advertisement is there, then you get a bidding on it. Okay, you get a bidding on it. And once you get a multiple bids, we hold bidder conference. Okay, we hold bidder conference. In bidder conference, basically all the sellers come there, we explain them what are the requirement. And the one of the purpose of the bidder conference is that all the sellers comes at one place, we can answer them every single question, and we have transparency in the process. So once the bidder conference is done, everyone gives their quotations or price. One more thing that we discuss, RFQ, request for quotation. When we ask only for price about something, that is called request for quotation. RFI, request for information. When we want to ask the detail about something, we say that request for information. And then finally we ask request for proposal. Proposal is a detailed explanation of price, and everything is written in the request for proposal thing. So we get quote or the price or a preliminary agreement. We get it from the sellers, from the selected seller. Then the negotiation starts happening with the sellers. The negotiation start happening with the sellers. Very important thing in the negotiation domain, very important. Project manager does not take part in any kind of negotiation in which money is involved. Project manager does not take part in the money negotiation. He is in the procurement process. He is sitting there in that meeting, but he is not discussing that. We have a procurement manager who discuss about the money thing, and project manager is there to discuss about the scope, quality, to make sure he's getting the right thing. But for the money thing, in order to avoid bribe and those things, we have procurement manager there who work for that particular thing. Okay, so once agreements are done, agreements are shortlisted, they are finalized, we send it to the management for approval. And once agreement is done, it is the final thing. Before getting the agreement signed, whatever was procurement statement of work, that is the most important thing. But now once agreement is done, agreement is the simply the most important document here for every single thing that you need for your procurement thing. So now you can say the first area when we make procurement statement of work was plan procurement, where you get bidder conference, get all the proposals, and sign the agreement, is called manage procurement or conduct procurement. Guys, everything that is written in the agreement, seller should produce or seller should give it, and he's liable to give that. We'll discuss a little bit more about when deliverables start coming. If anything is not clear, please put the question. Otherwise, we'll move forward. Kindly explain the last point regarding agile. So Sardar Amir, basically in agile, normally we do the contract in the same way as we do in predictive way. We want to do the procurement in agile in the predictive way. But if we want to do a different type of contracts, we have cost per work package, cost per user stories, cost per incremental delivery. These type of contracts can be there. Okay, understood. How we can learn all this? What do you want to learn, Puneet? I did not understand this thing. Okay, please write. Time I did explain one more time. Okay, how to outsource something that you don't have internally. As we discussed in the start, you make your source selection criteria. What do you want to have? Look at in the market, and what is your source collection area? Minimize the contract and work with them. Okay. So when purchase order is issued in the process, and are they prerequisite? Aga, purchase order is issued after agreement is signed. This is important thing. And in agreement, we have terms of contract. When will the first purchase order will come? When the second purchase order will come? When the third purchase order will come? So we work into that. Are there any prerequisite? And of course, every organization tailor their contract according to their own requirement. Okay. Who will select contract type? Contract type, if the scope will define it. If your scope is clear, the contract will become clear. Okay. If the scope is not clear, then it works in that way. So it's that simple. Okay. It is the job of project manager actually. If we talk about the job, procurement manager is more only to make sure the money is there. Now let's say that delivery start coming. The delivery start coming. So you want to do audit. This is very important from exam point of view. Audit is checking the effectiveness of the process, how effective your process is, how effective your process is. If you want to do the audit of the process, it is very important. It must be mentioned in the contract that you can do the audit of that company. Otherwise, you cannot do the audit of that organization. Audit must be mentioned that you want to do the audit of that organization. It must be mentioned in that particular contract. For example, one of the way that organization do have conflict, in many underdeveloped countries, there's no restriction of age, or even underage 18 people are working, but many multinational companies don't allow that. They have a policy that we cannot allow the underage workers. So it must be mentioned in the contract, otherwise you cannot audit them. That's an important concept. Is it clear or not? Please put in the chat box. Second thing is inspection. Now, let's say you ordered iPhone. Inspection means checking the deliverables, validating it according to your agreement. Okay, the length is same, the design is same. I ordered the gold color, I got the gold color. So is it or not? Inspection. You do the inspection. If you agreed what the deliverable is good, if, Vihan, I would highly recommend. Can you clarify the question about what a person is a decision maker? Uh, it will be great if you can clarify your question. What you a decision maker about what which thing? That will be great. So now you do the inspection of the product. You look at the product. If you agree, good. Procurement is closed. You pay them. End of story. You close the documents. If you don't agree with them, you got the product. You don't agree with them. So now there's a conflict. How to handle a conflict in procurement is important. So first, you your product come to you. You inspect them. Okay, you do the walkthrough, or walkthrough of the product is also called an inspection. You do the walkthrough or inspection. You say yes, okay, close the procurement. If you disagree, you try to have a win-win situation. You try to resolve this thing by discussion with them. That is step one. If you can, by doing the meeting and doing the negotiation, you get the win-win situation. If you cannot do, then you do what is written in the contract. What is written in the contract. And if the contract is silent, you go for the alternate dispute resolution. And alternate dispute resolution has two part. You get a mediator, a third party person who try to get a negotiation between you, both of you. And if you failed in that, then the last resort is go to the court. Go to the court. Guys, understand this thing. Going to the court is not good for anyone. It costs money. We don't want to go to the court. We avoid going to the court at every single thing. We want to avoid the court. We don't want to go to the court because it will cost money. It will cause the waste of time, things like that. Okay, so that is important. So this is a procurement summary as an overall the flow of the entire procurement. If you have any question, ask me. And now we are going to slides, then we'll solve five hard questions of procurement. If you have any question, do ask. Okay. Okay. If you don't know how bad code, now that's a different thing, Daddy. Let's not discuss that thing. Okay. Another good example, actually. Okay, guys. So let's see. This is the now before that one of my favorite. Like I highly recommend look at the journey videos. So this is one of the first journey videos that we have ever made. How do we look in the procurement? First, you make or buy decision, then you select the contract type, source selection, then you make a procurement statement of work. This is procurement statement of work. You advertise the opportunity, you held the bidder conference, evaluate the proposals, shortlist the sellers, negotiate with the seller, select a seller, agreement, the product comes to you. Do the inspection and audit. If there is a no dispute, good. If there is a dispute, resolve that as we discussed. Close the procurement, update the documents, and you send the documents for the update. This is called as journey of procurement, the entire flow of procurement. So we discussed make or buy, contract type, procurement plan, statement of work. Agreement has multiple components, warranty, how the warranty will be claimed, waiver, if you waive your warranty, different section can be there, how to do the audit, inspection, source selection criteria, independent, qualified vendor, bidder conference. Uh, what I have written? I don't know. Single source. Sometimes for one product, there's only one single source. So he's the person you can only get that thing from that person. For example, if you want to get a Apple charger original, only Apple can provide. This is called sole source. Only person that can provide. If you prefer to go to someone, that is called single source. How to handle contract? Letter contract is a preliminary contract and definite contract. Some of the parts of the agreements now it depends from organization to organization, can be procurement statement of work, some timeline, dates, milestones can be there, how you are want to have a reporting, it can be a part of the agreement. Pricing, what is the price you are paying, and the terms, when will you pay per quarter, the entire will be upfront, how you want to pay them, how you can do inspection, and how the quality will be done, what are the warranty and other things, how the incentives will be given, or how the penalties will be handled, is there any insurance for the contract, how approval will be done, general conditions, if you want to add changes in the contract, we have a contract change control system, the changes can be constructive changes, you want to terminate the contract, how the termination can be done, all those things goes as a part of the contract. And another way to put the entire contract journey. We are currently in a court for a project. Yes, as and then you know how interesting that topic is. Okay, do you audit in the middle of the contract? If the contract allows, you can audit, and then you can audit at any time. The audit can be quarterly audit, depending upon the organization to organization. The audit can be at any time. Okay. Who has the authority to the final contract? Now the authority will be defined by project management plan. Generally, sponsor has that authority, or sometimes the procurement manager has that authority. The cost part, if we work into that. Okay, guys, let's solve 5 questions. Okay, the question is on your screen. You will have 70 seconds. Please solve the question and put the answer in the chat box. What do you answer? What answer you think will be right? And guys, if you haven't liked this video as of now, please do that so that video can start coming into the algorithm of the algorithm. And if you are new to channel, do subscribe it so that you can learn everything about PMP for free. What do you think is the right answer for this? Okay, so D A, the both parties A, Sharif said D. So let's solve the question. Which of the following best describes an objective of a contract negotiation? What is the purpose of the contract negotiation? The purpose of the contract negotiation is to get agreement on both parties. You are witnessing a procurement negotiation of a project that you will manage. The negotiations are carried out by your company's procurement manager. You notice that a seller trying to overprice by including numerous hidden charges. What is the purpose of the procurement negotiation? Arriving at a reasonable mutual price? Yes, it is. I'll hold this answer. Undercutting? No. Creation of a plan? No. The plan is created before. Identification of all risk? No. Risk, it is done in the risk management plan. So straightforward, A is the answer. Okay. So majority of the people have given the right answer. Yeah, we are not discussing the question does Sharifullah, the question does not ask you about the money thing. The question but the question is asking which of the following best describe objective of a contract negotiation. It does not ask what the project manager should do there. It is asking the purpose of the contract negotiation. The purpose of contract negotiation is always the A option. Okay guys, next question with you. Okay, let's see the what is the answer of this question. Okay, so C, B, Sardar saying C, B. Oh, we are getting different answers. B, C. Okay, let's see. What tool and technique are you using to ensure all parties have a mutual understanding of work in progress? Okay, as the project manager responsible for design and installation, okay, you lead walkthrough of the project with the buyer and the main contract. Okay, what technique you are using? It is not claim administration. Claim is all about handling that. It's not audit. We are left with B and C, data analysis, analyzing the data and seeing how much work is done, how not done. Basically walkthrough is an other synonym of inspection. So the right answer in this particular question is inspection. B is the right answer. Next question guys. Okay, B, A, B. I need more answers, guys. Okay, B A B A A B B B. Guys always put the justification. Aga, Usha, Rajveer, Silva, Paneet, uh, Behan. If we justify, always give the justification here. Why do you want? Why you are saying this answer? What should the procurement department do next? You are the project manager of a network replacement. Okay, you plan to hire a contract to replace the cable. Okay, the work has to be completed to minimize a zero disruption. Okay, due to complexity and the risk inherent, you believe it is necessary that the firm with a significant experience. Okay, you contacted the procurement department to develop a list that has a capability to do the work. You developed a list to do the work. What did you do? Prepare a package? No. Negotiate? No. Develop the valuation criteria? No. We are making a list. So list is a list of a qualified seller. A is the specifically the answer. A is the right answer. Okay, guys. Next question, please. Okay. Let's see what answer we get here. C C C A Puneet. Why your answer is different, brother? A C C. Okay. Let's read the question. What would be the next best thing? A service provider contest that the payment your company has made, he should be paid 25 more than he received. So a conflict is there. Do nothing can never be there. Okay, negotiation has failed. Step one is failed. Negotiate again, but this time involve CEO. Why CEO? Initiate the alternate dispute. Take the court. D is the last thing. I would go with the C option. C is the good option. Okay, guys, last question for today. Straightforward question. C, 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 C. Which type of contract is most commonly used when specifications are defined? Fixed price, also known as lump sum contract. So that's it, guys. That's it for today. If you have any question that you want to ask, you can put in the chat box. I may have 1 more minute. And next week, first of all, on Wednesday, we are going to have a session in which we solve 10 questions of hard PMP on YouTube. So if you haven't subscribed, do subscribe so that that can come to you, and if that and click that bell icon thing so that you can get the notification. On next Sunday, we will do the topic of quality. And if you have any question, put in the chat box. A very important announcement: my next batch program is starting in just 12 days. So we still have few slots. If you haven't taken the PMP training, This is the time to register, get that pre-training material, and become certified in less than a month if you follow the roadmap. So that's it from our side. Or if you have any question, you can ask. Okay, I'll wait for 30 more seconds. Okay, thank you guys. Thank you very much for joining. And till next time, best of luck. Become certified PMP. And if you do let me know. Thank you very much. Bye bye.
I would have not been able to clear the exam if Amer Ali would have not been there. I would have not been.
I did not believe that I will be able to clear my PMP within a month.
I don't know what to say actually, like I'm kind of like really
And I
trembling.
got my results and I was above target in all three categories.
Wow. Ibrahim is the first PMP of 2022. Abhishek, Mr. Hisam Khan, Lisa, Adirul, Jangir, Ali, Abhilash, Sabir, Asad, Yo Manish, Abhishek, Mr. Jamal, Mr. Amer, Alvin, Neha, Mr. Raju, Pradeep, Amit, Rashmi, Amana, Uzair, Said, Rash, Gulam, Muhammad, Aarti, Pawan, Tariq, Iqtidar, Numan, Mandar, Muazzam, Niju, Abraham, Wasi, Raj, Usman, Zal, Harsh, Abhilash, Kam Babu, Rashid, Mr. Johnson, Mr. Raju, Hasib, Saban, Rawana, Ubay Babar, Mr. Zahir Hussain, Zagam, Shaji, Dr. Aarti, Azim, Surinder, Nisar, Mary, Namat, Mangesh, Srinivas, Subramaniu, Sundela, Nadir, Kamal, Christopher, Mansoor, Venkat, Unindra, Sim, my 150th certified PMP in 2020.